Hello everyone. Hope you are fine. Let us study electric generator. Electric generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. It is based on the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. In our previous session, we have already learned electromagnetic induction. What is it? It is the process by which a changing magnetic field in a conductor induces a current in another conductor, and that is called as electromagnetic induction. So, in general, you can refer it as electromagnetic generator produces electric current or it generates electricity. This electromagnetic induction induces the electric current, which is usually very small. This principle is also used to produce large currents for use in homes and industry. In an electric generator, mechanical energy is used to rotate a conductor in a magnetic field to produce electricity, which means it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Now, let us study about electric generator. First of all, let us see what are the components used for electric generator. The first component is a rectangular coil ABCD. We have learned electric motor also. There also we have used the rectangular coil. Here also we have rectangular coil ABCD. The second component is the permanent magnet and the two poles of the permanent magnet, north pole and south pole. So the second one is poles of permanent magnet. Now the rectangular coil ABCD is placed between the two poles of the permanent magnet. The third component is rings. Here we have used two rings, R1 and R2. Now, refer to figure carefully. The two ends of the rectangular coil ABCD are connected to the two rings R1 and R2. Refer to figure carefully. A end is connected to ring R1 and D end is connected to ring R2. The inner side of these rings are made insulated. The inner part of the rings, it is made insulated. The two conducting stationary brushes B1 and B2 are pressed separately on the rings R1 and R2. So the next component we have is brushes B1 and B2. Two brushes B1 and B2. Now, how are they connected? Are they connected with the same ring? No. B1 brush is connected to ring R1 and B2 brush is connected to ring R2. Keep it in mind that B1 and B2 are stationary brushes and they are conducting. Stationary means they are steady, they will not move, and they are conducting, which conduct electricity. Okay, so brushes are capped with rings R1 and R2 separately. Now the rings R1 and R2 are internally attached to an axle. As you can see in the figure, what is an axle? When we have learned electric motor, that time also we have used axle, which is a rod, and it is a rod which turns. Okay, so these both rings R1 and R2 are attached with an axle. Keep this thing in mind that the brushes are stationary and they are conducting, and R1 and R2 rings are not stationary, and what is said, the inner side of rings are insulated, which means non-conducting. Now here for electric generator, what happens to the axle? The axle may be mechanically rotated from outside to rotate the coil inside the magnetic field. Now here what is to be done? The axle is to be rotated, and once the axle is rotated, as a result the coil will rotate, right? So the axle will be mechanically rotated from outside, and as a result the coil inside the magnetic field will also rotate. Outer ends of the two brushes, B1 and B2, are brushes. So outer ends of the two brushes are connected to the galvanometer. As we can see in the figure, we have used galvanometer, which detects the presence of an electric current. So in the galvanometer, it will be shown the flow of current in the external circuit. So this all are the components of electric generator. Let us once again revise. We have a rectangular coil ABCD which is rotating. We also have two poles of a permanent magnet. We have two rings R1 and R2, and the inner side of these rings are insulated. Then we have stationary brushes B1 and B2 which are conducting. Then we have the axle, which is the rod which turns. Also we have the galvanometer, which detects the flow of current in the given circuit. So, this all are the components of an electric generator.